Hello, welcome back. Last time I finished Block Hills, which got me the 4th sky key, which kind of makes a major chapter boundary in the game. We're sort of done with part 1. We did Angry Eye Canyon, Block Hills, Slug Marsh, and Statue Volcano, right up to the point where they all ended at a green door I could not unlock, but I have 4 green keys now. And let's do these in the order we visited originally. So back to Canyon Entrance. This waypoint now kind of comes in handy. So let's see what's in here. So new music for this section. Right, okay. So Canyon 2. Tight squeeze. Basically like, well, you'll see the format of what part 2s of each thing is like. It's a little different from part 1. You'll notice this is linear, at least at this point. Anyway, so Flying Snake here, several Angry Eyes. A pressure plate that is kinda hard to get to, so obviously statue needs to go in it. So basically what we're seeing here is elements all mixed together. So you were introduced to slugs here, statues here, blocks and stuff up here, and Angry Eyes over there. So now this is the Angry Zone, but plus stuff like statues. So obviously only statue can go here because they're the only thing in the room that can go diagonally. So main point is to get the statue onto this plate, which opens up all these toggle floors. Again, another thing we saw from Slug Marsh, now here. Toggle floors open up, Angry Eyes and Hot Coals die. These are all protected by those, so I can't kill them directly. And we just got these other extra tools to help us do it. So if I just try to go in here and do things, I mean, first of all, as we see, I can't kill those. So I'd go up here, I'd awaken the statue, and what would happen? I can actually get you through there and... Okay, right, yeah, so I get you through here, if I am crafty about it. But I need to step up there to get you through the thing, and there's some hot coals in the way that'll just end your life before you get to do your task. So, kinda like Cliffside View, I guess. Flying Snake clearly needs to be the buffer here to make a smooth surface for the statue to slide up there. The trapdoor forms the other part of that when it drops. So Flying Snake has to come out, but this will not do because it's too close to me. That's why this Angry Eye is here, to give me a little bit of delay. Alright, Flying Snake is with me, flies up in here. Yeah, it wouldn't make sense to go clockwise because if I tried to do that, then this part of my smooth surface just doesn't really work for anything because I need to be on this side, sliding you along there, and yeah, so just nothing happens. So anyway, enter from the right, Flying Snake with me, and now we got these Angry Eyes just kind of shooting at me all over the place. I need to survive, Flying Snake needs to survive, I need to maintain my distance, can't step in the crossfire. So just kind of pick your way through here, and if I try to go now, you die to that. So what I need is a little bit less distance. So you're closer to me, a little bit less, but not as much less as I can have. So just kind of go through here. Let's see. I don't want to awaken you yet because that's too early. Up this way, and that's the perfect setup. So smooth surface, statue slides along, goes on pressure plate. Angry Eyes die. Now I need to get the Flying Snake out. There are 2 ways to do it. Here's a little bit of a joke I put in the room. If you try to take out this Angry Eye, who's just kind of here, the Flying Snake kind of gets trapped in there. But that's resolvable. You can get it back out. So anyway, other way is to leave the Angry Eye there, have it fly across, and deal with it from there. You can do it either way. So let's see about doing it the other way. So Angry Eye stays around for a bit. You keep flying horizontally, and get out here. Both are fine. Because yeah, like this tile otherwise didn't need to be here for the rest of the puzzle. I just thought it'd be funny to get the snake stuck there if you try to deal with the Angry Eye. Anyway, so, battlement. So this zone, a little bit of history here. This was... let's go through the rest of it before I talk about that. Anyway, yeah, so you can clearly see this is forming a linear gauntlet of sorts. Oh, something new happened. What new happened? Angry Eye dies on hot coals, right, we hadn't seen those two elements together. Since they don't move, they'll only be on hot coals if they start on them in the room. Right, and that would only happen with toggle floors, because otherwise they just die after turn 1 and wouldn't get to do anything. So yeah, since Toggle Floor and Angry Eye didn't exist together before because Toggle Floor was a Slug Marsh thing until now, we didn't have the opportunity to see that. Anyway, so a lot going on in this room. Bunch of stuff packed into here. And I could try to parse what every element is for. Let's at least look at the mechanisms. So this toggles all of those. I see a pointless element here. These doors don't actually do anything. I think they did once, but now I see they are vestigial in the room. Huh. Okay. I could just remove these entirely. So anyway, but the main thing is it lets me in and lets the slug out. So we gotta deal with this. That looks easy because those will be open when I go in there. Gotta deal with these, which means slug needs to go here unless I'm hitting that, which I'm not. So slug needs to go in here, which it just naturally will. And then there's a couple of more things here. Right, okay, this is a thing to pick apart because Bombbug's gonna have to blow up the Angry Eye since I can't deal with it any other way. Which means it needs to be scared north, which means the monster block needs to go there. That's its final fate. Scares the bug north, it explodes, Angry Eye goes away. And then we just got that cleanup to do. So if you try to start doing this puzzle, you realize, let's say I hit that now, gotta swim upstream here a bit, and I'm out of time because everything's all poisoned up. So, I need maximum slug time. Okay, so I'm here, slug's about to go in my direction. Now, I need to do some operations down here and get back up to the north, so I don't really want this whole path to be poisoned. So therefore... also, I need to get this monster block down. So, by doing that, everything just kind of naturally flows to one way of doing things. So monster block wants to go south, but then the slug dies and I still need it. So I gotta wait twice, actually, because if I just do it once, slug still dies. So 2 waits, slug dodges a laser beam, monster block needs to go that way, but slug bites me if I do it this way. Oops, right, okay, gotta dodge that. Slug already did it. Alright, slug is on its way once again because of this convenient wall to the pressure plate. I can get through this one last hallway with no poison. Slug opens the way for me, I'm in here, I deal with this lets me out, and room is done. Yeah, so what's the sort of joke of this room is that there's basically almost no choices in it. You start here with the slug facing west, and almost every single move from that point on is forced. So this is almost an automatic room. Right, so I was going to talk about the history of this zone. I had to do... This is one of the ones that I rearranged the most after I had first built it, so there's going to be a few rooms to the north after this. This room was a whole lot later, but I basically, like, after I built this, I kind of sorted it by difficulty order. And Tight Squeeze and Battlement in particular needed to move much earlier. Alright, so 3 lanes. The corner room. Big room, lots of stuff. So if we parse it... Got statue, flying snake, bomb bug, Angry Eye on pressure plate, Angry Eye 3 there, and some doors just kind of in the water here. So what those look like is a way to get these to see each other, and that's exactly what they are. You're on a toggle floor on water, so I don't want you to die before you have killed these, because that's the only way they're gonna die. There's just this flying snake I can get out of its closet whenever I want to. Statue here doing who knows what yet. Bomb bug here doing who knows what yet. So this pressure plate... Right, so these 3 doors. So this pressure plate's gotta be held. This pressure plate's gotta be released because it's currently held. And this pressure plate's gotta be released because it's currently held. This one is a bad one. You don't want that to be hit because it'll take out a killing mechanism that's needed. So, release... Don't touch, release, press, and this is just a one-way way to get out of here. So leaf goes in this direction, gets 3 entries, 3 lanes, lane 1, lane 2, lane 3. So it's basically just a sorting problem to figure out which lane does what. So if we try the northmost one, statue awakens, and that's unavoidable. So I can go here, and I kind of have some extra time. Clearly that's where the statue goes, because nothing else is going to go there. Alright, so I could do that. And if I try to deal with anything else from here, stepping there results in several things being bad. For one thing I die, for another thing, the angry eye I needed dies. And I mean, that released a plate, so one good thing happened, but a lot of bad things happened, so we can't do that. This hallway is too long for me to get in there and do anything to that angry eye. And if I go back onto the ice, situation doesn't really change if I approach this from the south as opposed to the north. And if I want to go in here, there's a crossfire situation. I am in the cross, so I cannot survive that. So all we did was get the statue out. Maybe one of these blocks will help. Or the flying snake. So flying snake's purpose is to help with this situation. So right, if we don't want the bomb bug to step there, but it does have to die, then we need a buffer. And this convenient water tile will let the flying snake be the buffer. So get it into the right column. There's the reason that has to be done in the southmost lane is because there's 2 rows of space here. So I got my wingman to my right, keeping the bomb bug from moving. Everybody blows up at once. And now I have a problem because I took the wrong lane first. I push this in here and I have no assistance with dealing with this problem. So how do you resolve this crossfire? You put an obstacle here. A temporary one that's going to slide away. Right, ice. There's ice in the canyon. That's the other than the statue, that's sort of the imported element here. So first choose the lane that gives me the right statue spacing. Then choose the lane that gives me the right... I need the angry eye to deal with the bomb bug. Like if I did this now... So I got my shelter there, I have just enough time to escape the crossfire situation. But now a bad thing happens. So the order has to be center with statue, south with flying snake, and then north with nothing. And then it just kind of resolves. So all doors open, everybody annihilates each other, and room assault. Patchwork. So, at one time, this was the first room in this zone, and this has gotten the reputation as one of the hardest puzzles in the game, so that this might have been, if I hadn't reordered things, someone's first introduction to part 2 of the game. You know, part 3, I guess part 1 was kind of this opening gauntlet before it opened up, however you want to call it. Anyway, so Patchwork. There's a lot going on here. So 4 statues. It's a very small space, but it's very intricate. So we got toggle switches that close these toggle floors and close these things. Basically, angry eyes are pretty well protected in there. We have to swim upstream to get to them with walls closed in. And if I try to do that with these pressure trapdoors, that's what they're called, I'll find that that's not actually possible because I have to move back and forth, and I can do the forth but not the back. So, we got these mechanisms, these things that can make some stepping stones here, not 6, there are only 4. So we have to figure out a layout that allows swimming upstream across these by turning the temporary bridges into permanent ones. So while it'd be great if we could get all 6 put together, if you think about it, what's the swimming upstream motion? It looks like there. So we're only using, or you know, we could do it the other way around. So one way or the other, one column needs multiple traversals, the other column needs only 1. So basically we gotta replace either this, this, and this, or this, this, and this. So then you might notice I have 4 when I only need 3. There's an extra. So it would seem. Anyway, so... if we need one full column, then basically we need here, 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 and one of these, or here, 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 and one of these. So then the question becomes, which of the non-full column is the most useful one to fill? So I'll just go ahead and do the thing here. Let's see. I drop this because you need a place to go. First statue, one of the close ones, protects me from angry eye fire for a moment and gets killed right there. So I drop this, which is fine. I'm building this into my permanent column. And what I need now is another statue to go there. So these are farther back and give me more time to maneuver horizontally before they get into the danger zone. Remember... Hang on, have we seen this yet? Oh, I think there's a mechanic that hasn't actually been shown prior to this room, has it? So statues drop trapdoors, by the way. So now that I've witnessed that once, it'll go in my journal. Oh, by the way, something's... What are you telling me? They die in water? Yeah, because that was the first time one has been over water. Okay. So anyway, statues drop trapdoors. I need to pre-drop this to have a place for the stepping stone to go. And yeah, I need to make sure they don't drop something prematurely. So anyway, the ones that are farther back give me more time to maneuver horizontally. So basically, like, you'll realize that this or this is a really hard place to put a statue. That's kind of the like keystone of the puzzle, getting one somehow in one of these locations. It can't be one of the front ones because there just isn't enough time to get away from it. So it has to be one of the back ones because I have to slide it along the wall and get some more horizontal distance. So I use the front ones for the farther south places to go. Now, if I want to get you in there, I can do it and it's fine, maybe. Is it fine? Can I get a statue to this spot and then this spot? So those are the two that I would need yet. Okay, yeah, I can just do that. There's an alternate way to do things. Like if, for example, you don't want the statue to drop this trapdoor, if you're worried that'll mess up the future state of the puzzle. Another way to do this is to close that for a moment, slide the statue along the closed doors, open it again, and have just enough time to put that there. So either way works. Anyway, so this needs to be filled, this needs to be filled. So let's first try for this one. So what that would involve is something that looks like this, but I did not make it. So I didn't get north quick enough. If I try with the doors closed, then I just don't really get anywhere. That's actually one worse, I think. So let's do it the other way around. I'm gonna walk across there, so I want the trapdoor still there while I'm doing this operation. There's you, and conveniently I've made a reusable bridge here, so this tile has extra use. That's why there are 4 instead of 3, because I kind of need the 4th in order to get you in place. So wait once, step north, get that there. So very intricate, but the patchwork has been done. Bridge has been patched, I get in, take out the angry eyes. Yeah, so a lot going on to that puzzle. Was not a very good introduction to this zone. Like, everybody who encountered this first got walled by it. They still will in this spot, because it's no easier here. You just had a little bit of a ramp up on the way. Alright. So, scouting team. Yeah, a lot of puzzles in this zone kind of got a reputation. Not the ones I expected. So, unexpectedly to me, scouting team turned out to be a real hard puzzle for everybody who encountered it. This is one of those places where, like, having the knowledge of how the puzzle was put together made me unable to see just how complicated it actually is. So it doesn't look like there's a lot here. We got 1 bomb bug, 2 slugs locked away, I can get them out whenever I want, and 2 angry eyes with a crossfire situation here. Pressure plate closes this door for some reason, and there's a trapdoor here for some reason. Monster gate gets me out after so obviously I'm finishing the room in here. Is that obvious? Why wouldn't I just be able to walk out this way if the room is done? Well, maybe the slugs will leave some poison somewhere. Anyway, so Got the bomb bug going that way. Right, so let's solve the problems one at a time. Let's just try to kill things individually. So bomb bug goes away. I can dance around a little bit and get a slug dead. Get the other slug dead. No problem. But then I have this unresolvable crossfire situation. Trapdoor doesn't help me at all, that just kind of makes it worse. So no way in here from there. So I need some assistance. And it's gonna have to come from this door because there's nothing else around. None of these block Angry Eye beams. Oh, by the way, statue drops trapdoor. Oh! Okay, so I've seen it happened that in that room, I saw all the variations of tie-breaking. So if a statue's coming at an obstacle, and it has to sidestep one way or the other, and leaf is an equal distance in both directions, then that's when vertical preference takes over. So that's how that works. Okay, and there is one more new thing in there, which is that statues drop trapdoors. There are other rooms I could have seen that in first, but that just happened to be the first one on this route that I'm taking. So anyway, I guess it is a bit of, like, that kind of explains why the room is so hard. You gotta, like, the leap from just try to kill the monsters and run into the crossfire problem to, like, how to actually solve the crossfire problem does involve several steps. So maybe the room name's a bit of a hint. Scouting team. What's a team here? There are 2 Angry Eyes, 2 slugs. Angry Eyes can't move, although they do look, but they can't really do any scouting. Maybe it's the slugs. So let's send both of the slugs in and see what happens. So to send a slug in, the bomb bug's purpose becomes clear. It's a wall for a slug to turn, because if I just let the slugs out and rampage, let's see, this one will just go vertically, this one will just end up where the other one is. Oh, let's see something fun. Hold on. So this mechanic was a late addition just specifically for this puzzle, actually. Here, let's take out the bomb bug to make this a bit easier. Let's have these 2 slugs collide with each other, because that's actually a thing that hasn't happened prior to this. So I'll send you out here. Oops. And this slug just kind of sits there. The other one just kind of sits there. They kind of stare at each other and do nothing. So if a slug collides, well, the journal's going to describe it after I go through this room. So then you resume movement when you're not trying to move into a slug anymore. So let me see if I can demonstrate why that was helpful for this room. So first of all, let's just solve the puzzle. So bomb bug is a wall. Left slug goes in first because if I put the right slug in first, it'll poison up this spot and make it so the left slug can't be accessed so easily. So reprime the bomb bug mechanism. Slug's going in there and doing things. Going around, and you can see it's going to go in that pattern and happen to go onto the pressure plate. So second slug can also come in and join the team as the other scout. And as it happens, I'm done with this bomb bug now, so you can just blow up. So you went across the plate, which cleared the poison off of it. We saw that that happens at some point in waste disposal. Like, these 2 doors ended up clearing poison off of them. Yeah, poison can only exist on the ground. It can't be on top of a closed door. So that gets repoisoned. That's fine. Yeah, so, like, there are timings where if a slug is coming in when the other slug's already there, that, like, things could go wrong. Once upon a time, a slug bumping into a slug would just turn like it was any other obstacle, and then that slug would end up going down here and just messing everything up. And I didn't want this to be timing sensitive, so I changed the mechanic such that a slug bumping into a slug just waits. So that guarantees that no matter what timing you use for inserting these, slugs will end up going in this cycle the way they're supposed to. So we haven't really solved the crossfire problem, you might note. Gotta do something tricky here. So I prime this eye, step here on the turn, after it's unpoisoned, step here on the turn that this closes, because that slug's about to move. And I get up high and out of the way of the Angry Eye beam. Then I dodge in here, just in time, and get to safety before it fires again. So anyway, then I just wait a little bit because I gotta kill both Angry Eyes. I need to cross 2 layers of poison. So you've turned, that can die. You can die and give me a clean passage. You can die and give me a clean passage. and then the room is solved. Okay, so after talking through that, I think I understand why it's so complicated. There's like kind of two not so small leaps in logic that need to be made. So yeah, hard room, we're in the late game now, and that room is kind of serious. Slug. If a slug collides with another slug, it passes its turn. That can do all sorts of fun things like create slugs that move on even turns instead of odd turns, and, you know, mechanisms that will actually hold still, and you start the timing by killing a slug so the other one doesn't see it anymore. I think there's a lot of puzzle potential for that, so I'm glad I added it, even if it might not be explored fully in Tower of Destiny. There's actually a bunch of stuff like that. Like, there are unexplored puzzle mechanics that the Tower of Destiny just barely touches on. Actually, even whole game elements you don't see here. Yeah, so this game has a level editor. I'm fully expecting to expand this with additional campaigns at some point, and community will help me do that too. So yeah, Tower of Destiny is kind of just the start. So right, Colosseum, the boss fight of the zone. This, once upon a time, was the second room you would encounter here. There's a lot going on here. So we got several angry eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Several statues. 1, 2, 3, 4. Unavoidable to wake these up, so they will awaken as soon as I come in here. A toggle switch here, which messes with a bunch of doors. Pressure plates that do a bunch of things. So anyway, I have to be up here at some point, clearly, to make these kills. So I need to go through this set of doors. That's kind of an important one. So basically, like, the 4 pressure plates that statues will be sliding around and interacting with will open the doors for me to get to where I need to be. And then these other 2 pressure plates on those under those angry eyes. This one closes that door, which has sightline implications. This one closes that door, which has traversal implications, and maybe sightline implications too. So anyway, if I just did the simple thing, went up here, that statue dies on a pressure plate, which seems great because I have to hold that down eventually to get through there. So yeah, doing that makes it kinda clear that the goal of the room is to kill each statue on each pressure plate. Alright, so those statues awaken, this one stepped here, which lets me into that part of that half of the Colosseum. I can go down here and try to make some more statue kills. I see one I can make right now by stepping north, because reading order means you move first and we'll step down there. You'll be stuck in place and get hit by this I-beam that's on the way to you. So that's another kill. Then I can just wait in place and step south, and I make another kill. Great, that's 3 out of 4. So now how to deal with the last one up here. There's some mechanisms I haven't interacted with yet. The only thing that can kill this now is that angry eye. So I need this open and I need that beam to go there. Unfortunately, there's only one way to make those things happen at the same time. It involves a ferret taking a laser beam in the face. So, that's no good. So you can mess around a lot in this state, but I actually lost at the very start the moment that I did this action. So that's a losing move. You have to use the fire to the side technique here. Right, okay, by the way, you can clearly see statues block line of sight, so that angry eye is not beaming me right now. So by not beaming this statue, right, what has to be realized is the way that I killed this involved sliding the so note how these statues slide. Let's actually just do it down here. So I step north, you 2 are there. I step south, they stay where they are. I step south, they slide. Move order means stuff happens like that. I step north, they stay in place. So the way to make a kill on this pressure plate is to have both statues alive and one sitting here, trapping the other one from moving south, because I'm dodging out of the way of this beam to survive, because that's the only way I'm surviving. But the beam has to reach the statue. So that's kind of the main realization of the room. Once you realize that, the rest of the stuff sort of just falls into place. Sort of. There's still kind of a lot to it. So, everybody's awake, everybody's moving around. I need to make my kills here, I need to make my kills here. And this has to stay alive, so like, north statue has to die before south statue. That's the main thing here. So let's go down here and do... Actually, can I just make this kill now? Why wouldn't I just make this kill now? Do I have a reason? I think I can just make that kill now. Yeah, I think I can just make that kill now. Now that I look at it, technically there's an unnecessary element in this puzzle. Okay, so I found 2 of those in this zone. So I go up here. You are locking North Statue into place so I can make that kill. Yeah, there's like a simple way and a complicated way to do this room. I'm doing it the simple way. So now I have this little issue where I can't fire at this statue because you're sliding around and blocking the shot, and there's no... you don't have a friend anymore to stop you from sliding. And actually, even with that, you still wouldn't. So I need to... You are locked in place, which is great. You're exactly where you need to die. But I need to clear this way, so you need to die on your plate. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, there's this door here that I can interact with. You're on the wrong side, though. So I have to use another Angry Eyes help to hit the switch from a distance. Now I need to cross that again. And this is where the complicated part of the room diverges from the simple way of doing it. I can just kill this Angry Eye, making me safe from that because you've already fired your important shots over there. So I go over here, I make that kill because you have a south obstacle stopping you from sliding. Can't make this kill yet because I still need to traverse back in here to make the other kill. So reopen the door, make the kill, statues are done, the way is open, and now it's just cleanup. Alright, so that's the simple way. So I'll admit I kind of discovered the simple way after I made the room and went through everything, and I decided to keep it because the complicated way is a little too complicated. The original intention here was I would do this, keep those alive. I still do want to make that kill first. So what I would want to do for this is, let's see, because of move order, this move doesn't kill a statue. So I go to exactly this position, because there are door implications here. I fire a beam at this. So what that's done is it's trapped these 2 live statues in place, and put... Hang on, is this the position? This is not the position. No, I need to be one north of there? How can I be one north of there? It's not okay for you to die there. Can I just... Okay, I can get here by spending your beam, then getting back north. Okay, this is the position I wanted. Right, so the key thing is to have a statue to protect me from this beam, while both of those are north of the door that locks them in place. So right from this row, I beam that toggle switch. You were up on a door, so therefore you could slide north and protect me from this beam. But no, that's not what I want. No. No, I need that beam to go off, because it needs to make the kill here. No, so this row was right. Complicated way is pretty complicated. So I leave everybody alive. And I beam this. So that kill is made. That's still the first one I want to do. Then I need to make this kill over on this side, which I cannot just do now because I can't get over there. So I need to hit this switch again. Yeah, so to enforce the complicated solution, I would just need to give a reason not to kill this Angry Eye too early. But I kind of like having it simpler because this room's hard enough as it is. Alright, so everybody stays alive. The reason to keep those alive is to be my shelter from this Angry Eye's fire after it's done its job. Alright, so I can't make that kill because the door is the wrong way around. Can I toggle it from here? I can. Okay, yeah, so my shelter is locked in place there. I make that kill. Reopen this. Then make these kills over here. I can do both at once. Like that and that. There we go. Okay, and then the rest of the cleanup proceeds as before. Yeah, so this was a case of making a room a complicated way, realizing there was a way to slightly break it into a simpler solution, and then just accepting that it's good to have a simpler solution because it was too hard as it was. Anyway, so that was Colosseum, that was the boss fight. This is the end. I got an Infernal Key, so first one of those that we've seen. Oops, right, yes, that's a waypoint. I travel over here. And as we know, the Infernal Keys unlock these doors. Now I need more than one of them to get anywhere, though. Just 2 to be able to see what's down here, and also, as we know, see what's down here, because there are two things to open. But yeah, so 1 Infernal Key acquired. The new pattern has been established, so that was a linear gauntlet through here. So every room after every other room. And we got 3 more zones of that to do. So next time, I guess if we're going in order, it's going to be the Fiery Peak. So I will see you then for that.